2. Chances are in the future, when you're watching this tutorial, there is a newer version of Python available. Don't worry, all the materials you're going to learn in this course will apply to the latest version of Python as well. So let's go ahead and download Python 3. All right, now look at your downloads folder. Here we should have Python 3 installer. Simply double click that. If you're on Windows, you're going to see this checkbox here, add Python to path. This is really important. Make sure to tick this box, otherwise you're not going to be able to follow this tutorial. If you're on a Mac, you're going to see an installer like this. With this setup wizard, we can install Python 3 on our computer. So simply click continue and again, agree with the license agreement and install it. This is going to take a few seconds, so I'm going to pause the recording. All right, we have successfully installed Python 3 on our computer. Let's close this. All right, next we need to install a code editor. We use a code editor to write our code. Just like how we use Microsoft Word to write documents, we use a code editor to write code. Now, there's so many code editors out there. The one that I'm going to show you in this tutorial is PyCharm. That is one of the most popular code editors for writing Python code. You can get it from jetbrains.com/PyCharm. Now, more accurately, PyCharm is considered an IDE, which is short for Integrated Development Environment. And that's basically a code editor on steroids. It has some additional features that makes it really easy to write code. So let's go ahead and download PyCharm. Now here on the download page, you can see two versions of PyCharm. One is the professional edition, which has additional features and you'll have to pay for them. The other is the community edition. That is absolutely free, and that's what we're going to use in this tutorial. So go ahead and download this as well. Now, once again, look at your downloads folder. Here you should have PyCharm. So double click this. Now, if you're on Windows, you're going to see an installation wizard. Simply click next until you install PyCharm. If you're on Mac, you need to drag and drop this icon onto the applications folder. So drag and drop. All right, now let's double click this to run it. The first time you run PyCharm, you're going to get this warning because this is an application that you download from the internet. So let's go ahead and open it. Next, you're going to see this dialog box for importing some settings. Leave this to do not import settings. It doesn't really matter. Okay. On this page, select I've never used PyCharm. You can see some keyword shortcuts that might be useful in the future. Just accept this. And down the bottom, click the next button. And then next again, and one more time, and finally start using PyCharm. So here's the main page of PyCharm that you're going to see every time you open it. Click on Create New Project. This is the location for our project. Let's call this project Hello World. Now, before clicking Create, expand this item here. Make sure that base interpreter is set to Python 3. Python interpreter is basically a program that knows how to execute Python code. It will interpret or translate Python instructions into instructions that a computer can understand. Now, Mac computers by default come with an older installation of Python, that is Python 2. It's considered legacy, which means it's no longer maintained or supported. So earlier we downloaded Python 3. Make sure that this is set to Python 3. If not, from this list, select Python 3.7. All right, now let's go ahead and create this project.